Hey, what's going on, man? Thank y'all for tuning in. We're back with another video. Real quick, I hope everybody had a great week and also a great Friday. I mean, I know my week was kind of hard fought, but I mean, it was pretty good to say the least. My Friday was, really good. I enjoyed myself. Kind of went to work, got a little something done. But overall, great week, man. I can't say nothing bad about the week at all. Try to stay as positive as possible. It is Food for Thought Friday, so everybody who's tuning in, gonna watch this, thank y'all. Make sure if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, leave me a like. Feel free to comment. If you don't want to comment on my channel page, you can always DM me on Instagram or Twitter. I always leave my information in the description below once I post the video. And yeah, man, so I really hope y'all enjoy this video. I really have a great time, a passion for really getting these out and pushing these out. I really was excited to know that I was off today so that I could really push out these videos. And I'm definitely gonna keep trying to do them every week. I love doing them. It's very therapeutic for me, and it's stuff that I feel like needs to be heard, needs to be said. So like I said, thank y'all for tuning in, and I hope this really helps somebody along the way. So but yeah, I really was just going throughout my day and my week thinking about how life is sometimes, and how you just really get caught up in the moment of being stuck between making decisions. And it was like I just started thinking of a question, like, for anybody, and it's a personal question for each and every person, and I love to hear y'all feedback. But at what point does enough become enough? And if you don't understand what I mean, when you think about your life and where you at, and you're a person who wants more, or feels like you're not where you're supposed to be, or that you're stuck, life ain't going your way, excuse me, things ain't really looking the best for you at the moment. You just going through the same routine, excuse me, and everything just kind of seems to be, tedious, boring, and it's like you need a change. Like, at what point does enough become enough? So when do you start to really just realize and start to, kick yourself in the butt and motivate yourself to do something different than what you've been doing? You can't just keep repeating the same patterns and expect nothing different to happen. Wise people always say, doing the same thing and expecting different results is insane. So you can't really repeat the same thing and never take any differentiation from what you're doing. You have to try various steps to what you're doing. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be motivated to do something different. I mean, even when you start, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, sometimes it ain't going to be as comfortable. Everything that you do ain't going to be comfortable at all, but it's that growth that you need to become the person who you should be. Like, as long as you're doing something that's positive, you're doing something that is elevating you in an aspect, it's bettering you, it's making you be more creative, it's making you be more assertive, reassured of yourself, giving you that extra boost of confidence that you need to push through any circumstance, just stride and keep grinding each and every day. That's something that you got to keep doing, because it's going to push you over the hump from those days that you feel like everything is just the same. You taking that extra step of going that extra mile of doing something different is what a lot of people don't do. And it's like the difference between, the people who are successful, which is a subjective topic. We'll get into that, another day. But the difference between the people who are successful, quote unquote, and the people who are just, going throughout everyday life is they don't quit. They just continue to, find different ways to do different things. And trust me, those people who are successful, nothing they do is comfortable. Like, nothing is comfortable at all. Everything they do is uncomfortable. Their back's against the walls. They got deadlines to meet. They have different aspects they have to, look at. There's numerous things that we don't even think about on a daily, just a daily routine that they do that forces them to have to think about different things. And like, that's why I say you should really get in a group where you're not the smartest person, where you're not the most, intelligent, and just be around people who have a lot going on, people who have, a lot of motion going on, and they really got different things in the works. And if you hear their conversation and their dialect and the conversations that they're having, you'll be surprised, like, at the things that they say, or the conversations that are being had. Like it's a lot of things going on around us that we don't even understand because we're just stuck in a place of our daily routine. So, you know, with your daily routine of, you know, I gotta do this, do that, you know, eat, shower, work out, like when you with people who really have, you know, things going on and people, you know, are successful, they got businesses, they're entrepreneurs, like their conversations are different. It's way different. You don't hear the same things being said in their circles as you do in our circles. Like even our perspectives on different things are, you know, crazy because you could be in a group where you may have an idea and somebody may support it and somebody may just shoot it down automatically because they don't see the vision. But in those, you know, those other circles where people are, you know, risk takers and encouragers and supporters, like, you know, they'll give you tips and tidbits on how you can start doing that or look into different things to help you fund different avenues of, you know, what you're trying to do. And it's like the encouragement, the supportiveness is way different. You have to be with people who have a vision. You have to be with people who can, you know, see it before it happens. And even if they can't necessarily see it, they believe in you as a person to get things done. Like people don't become successful because their business is just successful. People become successful because people believe in the vision. People believe in their business, and people put the same, you know, amount of effort or even more than the person that's, you know, whose original idea was. You got to have people who back you, you know, like it's their own ideas. And I think once we get to that, then it'll be a lot better as a, you know, society. But we just got to get enough, man. Like you can't be complacent. Like being complacent is really the you know, thorn of being successful. Like you can't be satisfied with where you're at. It don't matter, you know, if you're at the top of where you're at, you know, in the middle, at the bottom. Like you, even when you get to the top, you got to be just as hungry there as you was at the bottom, even hungrier, because it's always people coming, you know, to get to where you're at. And not necessarily to say it's a necessarily competition, but it is. It's more of like a friendly competition to, you know, just outwork the next person and, you know, believe in yourself, invest in yourself heavily. Like each and every chance you get, invest into yourself. Stop doing the things that you do when you get money. Stop just blowing it on things that you see or things that you like. Start putting it in the things that you use. Start putting it, like if you got a business that you have, if you do nails for a hobby, lashes for a hobby, start using that stuff to fund your, you know, supplies and, you know, putting it into advertising if you may. Start looking into making your own product. You got to flip the switch, man. Like enough is enough. We can't keep doing the same things and expecting things to get better. Enough is enough, man. Like when are you gonna get tired of living the same life you've been living? Like I know for me personally, I just don't feel comfortable waking up every day and living, you know, paycheck to paycheck, or, you know, working on somebody's clock. Like that ain't my vision of being successful and, you know, being able to live the life where I can do the things that I aspire to do, giving back to others. And, you know, yeah, I can do a little bit of that, but I have a vision of being able to give millions, tens of millions, 100 millions, you know, even, you know, at some point $1 billion, maybe even more if God willing. But that's the type of vision that I have. Like I really want to be aspiring to others and build different infrastructures that help people across the world, like beyond my own imagination. Like just talking about it is different from how I feel. I can't really express it per se, but it's something that I want to do it so that I can give and pay it forward to the next generations to come, those before me and those after me to come. So you gotta be able to just change what you're doing, change your routine, and, you know, tell yourself enough is enough. Like, don't ever be afraid to feel like it ain't time to step out of your comfort zone. The moment that you start to feel like it's not time, or that you want to do it, is exactly when you should do it. You should go for it exactly at that moment. Don't let nothing hold you back. Take that first step. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. You may not do it exactly in that moment, but do it right then. As far as like, don't wait 2-3 weeks. Don't try to wait a year down the road. Like, stop putting stuff off. Like, and even I'm guilty of it. I had to learn to stop putting stuff off. Like, I've been putting out videos for months in advance, almost going on a year. That's how long it's been. I could have started this way last year, but I also believe in, you know, timing is different. Like I feel like I've got to a point where my skin is thick enough to be to a place where, you know, criticism don't bother me. It hasn't bothered me, you know, for a while. I've always been able to take it, but now I'm to a point where I feel free. Like, doing this is freedom for me. Like, freedom of speech to say what I will, just speak what's on my mind, what's on my heart, be genuine about it, be as real as can be. And, you know, eventually the results will show. Like, I'm not one of those people who worry about the results early, and, you know, I'm just starting out. So just keep going on, keep going with the process. Don't get tired of the process at all. Enjoy every part of it, because that's going to help you to become who you need to be. The process helps you become who you are, or who you should be along the way. And the results are just a product of all the hours and commitment and dedication and time that you put in for everybody else to see. The work that you put in is not going to be seen until it's too late. Like, that's a byproduct. Nobody's seeing the hard work and the hours that you put in, you know, being on the camera, talking face to face, pouring your heart out, being transparent and genuine, or, you know, the working on nails, being in the gym, being on the field, whatever it may be, whatever business you have or whatever passion you have, man, nobody's gonna see that you know, dark hour work. So it's just like, you gotta get in there and work, man. You gotta be a dog, be relentless. Don't take your foot off the gas for nobody. Like, don't allow nobody to control your own vision. People may not understand you, people may not agree with what you're doing, but if you know it's positive and you know it's encouraging to you, and it does something that's positive for you, man, keep going, because it's gonna be something positive for somebody else. All the people in the world, man, everybody can't say it's negative, especially if it's not harmful. You gotta be able to live with that fact, man. Like, everybody's not gonna understand you, and it's not a hate thing, it's not a disrespectful thing. Some people do envy, but I mean, everybody ain't necessarily envious. Some people just don't get it, and you gotta be okay with that. But you shouldn't be complacent because other people are complacent in their lives. Like, that's them. You know, they'll have their time where they may feel like, now they gotta, you know, step their game up. Some people really be wanting to step their game up, but won't step out there until they see somebody else close to them step their game up. So you can't be afraid to say enough is enough. Like, let your motivation motivate somebody else to do something they've been wanting to do. And I think a lot of times that's where we get things, you know, misconstrued, because nobody around us is taking that jump. So it's like, you may be afraid to take the jump because nobody else has ever taken the jump. But once you see somebody else take that jump, you be like, oh, this is safe to do this, let me try it too. You may fall on your face. They may not have fallen on their face right away, but you may fall on your face. Still keep going. It's okay. At the end of the day, brush yourself off, keep going, man. Like, it's way too easy to just get out here and, you know, do something that you have a passion for. And in today's society, you have so many ways of being able to be in a position where you can succeed. Like, our opportunities are endless now. Like, access is not limited as it used to be. Like, our resources are pretty much unlimited. You have a substantial amount of resources at your disposal. Like, take advantage and use them. Like, you can't lose out on this opportunity, bro. Like, eventually, sometimes it is too late. Like, we like to say it's never too late, but sometimes, being realistic, man, it does get too late, and you be like, man, I missed out. Don't be one of those people to miss out, man. Don't regret no decision of, you know, what you're doing. And the only way you're gonna do that is if you didn't do something that you should have done, and you know you should have done it. Don't be one of those people, bro. Don't be one of those people. I'm telling y'all, like, take heed to anything I'm saying. If you don't take nothing else I say, don't be one of those people that regret nothing that you didn't do. Go out there and do it, man. A lot of us are young. A lot of us got a lot of life left to live. So, man, go do what you want to do. Have a passion behind you. Have a drive. Have a reason. You know, you don't necessarily even have to have a plan to start. Basically, you just got to do it. And, you know, as you begin to start doing things, the plan comes alive itself, because it forces you to get more and more creative. So you don't know where you're going to end up. You don't know where it's taking you. You just know you following your passion. And just, you know, have a good heart and a good mind, good head on your shoulders, have some discernment, but get started, man. enough is enough. Like, literally, enough is enough, bro. It's time out for, you know, just sitting here living the same life. Enough is enough, literally. And I mean this from me to whoever watching this, me to myself. Like, that's one of the reasons I started my videos, man. Like, enough is enough. I wasn't gonna keep making excuses why I wasn't getting out here doing my videos, or why I wouldn't just, you know, being transparent and, you know, using my voice as a platform to help somebody else along the way and encourage them. Because I know at some point somebody gonna, you know, speak up and say what it's doing for them, or giving them, you know, the energy and the life to keep going forward. That's just what it is. Everybody may not say it. It may do it for some people. Everybody's not, you know, everybody's not bold enough to speak out. But eventually, as people start doing it, you'll start to realize the opinions and the, you know, the appreciation for your craft, or, you know, whatever it is your you know, the services that you're giving to the world. So you just gotta be patient, but still be relentless about the work ethic. Like, get after it, keep going. I promise you, everything's gonna be all right. As long as you start and you just keep going, everything else will take care of itself. Just, you know, do the right things, stay out the way, always stay safe. Don't never, you know, just get in the wrong crowd. Stay humble, man. Like, you can be hungry and humble at the same time. You don't have to necessarily be stepping on nobody's toes. Like, but when you out here doing what you're doing and being relentless, it's a such thing as don't be afraid to step on toes. Like, don't be afraid to make the next person uncomfortable about you saying, I know who I am, and you know what you're worth. I'm gonna go out here and show the world what I'm worth. Like, you gotta have some swagger to it too. Don't be afraid to have some swagger. Being humble is, you know, having humility, knowing it can be taken away at any time, or knowing that you don't take it for granted. But have some swagger. Like, know you belong where you belong. Like, don't be afraid to show who you are and know you that person. Like, you can be that dude or that girl, like, at anything that you're doing, but you don't have to be cocky. You can be very humble about it. It's just you have a swagger that everybody should possess, that lets people know you have that self-esteem. Like, you put the work in and you deserve to be here. Like, as long as you put the work in, you can definitely say you deserve to be here because you put the work in. Nobody can tell you anything different. And we just gotta start saying enough is enough, put that work in, and develop that swagger. And that comes from just putting the work in, man. Once you put that work in, you're gonna have way too much swagger. It's like, you can be humble all day, but people understand and recognize the work ethic and the spirit that you have and the things that you're doing. So that's my little tidbit for today, man. Just saying, man, enough is enough. Get tired. You got to get tired of that lifestyle you living if you ever gonna get to where you trying to be at. And to become that person, you got to do some things differently. You got to start waking up earlier or going to sleep later, pushing out your content. You know, get around supportive cast, man. Be around people who motivate you to do better, motivate you to want to, you know, start pushing your own product and pushing your own services and things that you're doing, whether that be, you know, a actual service physically or online, blogs, videos, music, like sports, whatever it may be, fashion. It can be anything nowadays, man. People make money off anything, and people like really offer the world their talents and their gifts from anything now. Like, you can't be afraid to get out here and try. Like, nothing beats a failure but a try. As long as you try, you can't fail, really, because everything you try is gonna be a lesson to show you something else and open up another door for you to try again. And the more you try and fail, the more that you learn, and you can keep going, and eventually something is gonna work. Like, it's almost impossible to fail to the point where you try everything and nothing works, because as long as you keep trying, somebody gonna realize the potential. People gotta see that you're relentless and you're not gonna give up. People invest in people who don't give up. They find a way. As long as you're willing to find a way, man, anybody will believe in you. Trust me. Everybody might not believe in you in the moment, but anybody and somebody will believe in you. And once somebody believes in you, everybody gonna believe in you. Make them believe. You ain't got to prove them wrong. Prove yourself right. We don't care about if nobody hating or nobody jealous or they don't see what you see, man. Prove yourself right at the end of the day. Don't worry about nobody being wrong. And like, yeah, you can use it as fuel, but don't make that your end goal to say, I'm doing this to make somebody else you know, to prove my haters wrong. No, I'm proving me right, man. I've been right the whole time. And that's the stance I take behind everything, man. Like, I'm trying to be right. I don't care nothing about being a prover of doubters. Like, don't bother me. You doubt me all you want to. I doubted myself at one time, but I had to prove myself right. So, I mean, you just got to take a different approach, man. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. Enough is enough, man. Start getting to work. Start doing that. Start pushing your passions, your drives, and, you know, finding your reasons. And, you know, let's get to work, man. Because I really want to hear some of y'all stories from, you know, when y'all watch this and y'all tell me this kind of motivated y'all to get out there and do what y'all wanted to do. I was a regular person just like you. I'm still am. I'm always going to be a regular person. I'd never be, even when I get to the point where I want to be, I'd never be above nobody else. I'm always going to be a human being just like everybody else, man. And I take that to my grave with me. That's how I live my life. Just being genuine and generous, man. Loving everybody, being kind, being thoughtful, being joyous. And that's how I want to live my life. But I definitely catch y'all on the next video, man. Make sure if you haven't, you know, like, subscribe, comment on the video if you don't want to subscribe. I mean, if you don't want to comment on here, like I said, feel free to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter. I am going to leave my information down below in the description. Yeah, man, feel free to talk to me, man. I want to be able to have some conversations and engage with my followers and, you know, my subscribers, man. It'll be a joy for me. It'll be a pleasure for sure. So y'all make sure y'all take care, man. Stay safe, and I'll catch y'all on the next video.